Greetings, listeners. I am your host and GM for this evening, Zach Barrett, and welcome to this Twisted Gear Studios production of Spacers, our Starfinder actual playcast. Last we left the crew, Laurel had made a deal with Captain Argus to take the Heap to Purgatory to quicken their trip and rid themselves of Sloth as soon as they can, for Cliptick's sake. Meanwhile, Greg and Flinch are deep down the rabbit hole in search of the baguette thief. So you guys have hit Drift. You're in Drift for a couple of days before dropping out near Purgatory. Is there anything you want to do over those couple of days?
I take my pills the next morning.
Yep.
As I was told to. Do I feel any better? Or am I back to normal?
You do. I will say you can remove the poison condition for your constitution.
Yay!
Yeah.
At some point over the 3 days, I'm gonna, presumably when I just see you around the ship, I'm gonna go up to Clippy. Like, yo!
Good morning. And I'm gonna have a cup of chai tea in my hand.
You feeling any better, Cliptic? Like, you're not, that shot took a lot out of you. I mean, congrats, taking it, good job, but you were kind of woozy.
I went and saw a professional. I think I'm fine today. Thank you for asking, Laura.
Great.
You're such a good friend. I go and give you a hug.
Aw, come with me. And I sweep you away.
Literally pick me off the floor?
No, I kind of I put my arm around you and start walking.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm almost crumpling underneath the weight of your arm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
It's a big arm.
It's a very big arm.
I take her to I take him to the gym.
Okay.
Here we go. So you've got, some aggression, I think. And, so we got some weights, but I was thinking, I don't know, we could spar. You're kind of little, so I'll go easy on you.
You hear a grunt from the side as there's this dwarf that's got these massive biceps curling weights, taking offense to the fact that being little has any effect.
Well, dude, you're built like a brick. Yeah, like a short, meaty brick.
Then what am I?
You're slightly crispier.
God, I love this.
I'm confused.
I
love it.
If you got hit too hard, you'd crack. He's like,
You're saying I'm a stick compared to the brick.
yeah, I like that. Yeah.
No.
She's not
I want to try and turn around and leave the gym.
Oh, come on, no, just try it. And
This
I
big
grab his shoulder
hand,
and
boom, turns you around.
yeah. All right. So get some. I hand him. I get him some gloves.
Yep.
All right. Throw a punch. Try and hit me. Come on. Try and hit me.
This feels silly.
You just think about stuff that's bugging you. Think about what's eating you up inside, and just put it all in your fist and just let her out. Come on.
I'm really uncomfortable, so I try to punch, but it's like one of those punches.
Roll a d20.
Oh crap! Okay. 8.
There's this really soft lack of effort.
Oh, you can do better than that. I mean, I can just pull back your arm and just let her fly. Come on.
So I do it, but give 10% more.
Roll a d20.
Oh my god!
Please roll a 9.
16.
Oh.
What's your KAC?
13.
Your KAC is 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe I should have built her armor.
Good God. Well, Cliptic's fist makes contact, and gink. It hits you.
All right. Yeah. That's it. You're getting there. Come on. Let's keep going.
Just for the description of the way that you're throwing the punch, you're not going to get real damage because you're not trying to actually put effort in.
Right.
So that's why.
I'm gonna, try to get on her level of enthusiasm, and progressively the punches get better, and I'm gonna make one actual, I think, is my 100% go of a punch.
Throw a punch. Roll a d20.
9.
with that, Clippy's been going, yeah, and like, anime style, just like double taps the fist, goes to swing out, and he kind of kicks his own heel, and the arc goes right into the padded mat at your feet.
How'd that feel? You feel you got some of that out?
Am I hurt in any way?
No, but I mean your pride, maybe.
Yeah, you I was awesome attitude. Like, kind of a pathetic follow through, but awesome attitude.
I'm gonna get really annoyed because I think this is a really, really going back to aggression issues. I'm gonna get really annoyed and just be like, this is ridiculous, and I'm gonna kick off the gloves, kind of have like a little bit of a temper tantrum. And just be like, why are you teaching me this? I don't have anger issues.
Well, I didn't say you had issues, but I mean, everyone's got anger. I mean, even Bogar over there's got anger, right, dude? Yeah.
Curling his
you gotta
muscles.
get it. You gotta get it out somehow.
But you guys are just scary. I'm just not.
Well, yeah. But you probably could be but this isn't about being scary. Like, this is about just channeling everything that's bothering you and just beating it down until it never raises its head again. Like, just saying, I don't care about what you say. I don't care about what I'm feeling. I don't care about what's going on. And just let her all out. Like, let it out in the smacks. Let it out in the sweat. Just you don't need that stuff. Yeah. Right? Right?
So what you're saying is I need to channel my aggression into something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave and grab my coloring book.
You just see Clippy leave.
I kind of look at Bogar. I was like, I don't know if that worked.
If I were to put money on it, probably not.
I'm not very good at...
Puts the weight down, patch on the back. I'm considering giving you 1 damage for it, but I won't. But he hits you. There's like a red imprint left.
Yeah. Yeah. You're cool. Yeah. We're yeah.
Flinch and Greg.
Does Greg have pants?
Yes.
Good.
The same pants as yesterday.
He hemmed them a little bit.
Hemmed? Yeah, sure. Nod off the edges. So we're just waking up, or we're just wandering around?
I'd say, well, what would you guys be doing this next morning? You're on your last day before popping out in front of. What would you be doing, kind of over the course of 2 days? If there's anything you would like to do on your way to Purgatory, it can also be you don't have to do anything.
Well,
I'm giving you the option to have something to do should
Yoga.
you wish.
Yeah. By the morning, I'm assuming that when it comes to the baguettes, we're dealing with a superior criminal mastermind.
It seems about it, yeah.
And we need, and in Flinch's mind, needs to have more information, needs to wait for this criminal mastermind to slip up. Probably watching for more magical effects appearing out of nowhere. Yes.
Makes sense.
Other than that, so we're on our ship, which is still connected to the...
That's docked in the quad bay.
Yeah. I want to go back to BK1. I invite Greg along if he wants to, but I mean, you want to come with me? I'm just going to go check out with that droid guy in charge of all the scrap stuff.
Again.
Well, you can go do what you want, though, Greg. I mean, you don't need to come with me.
Yeah, I'll come along.
All right.
He's got good tunnel and stuff. Not piles for, like, sleeping in. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't as funny as normal. But yeah, okay.
Alright, so you're going to BK1?
Yes.
Greg, you going with him? Yep, so you both go to BK1. He sits there and he's like, oh, it looks like what you constructed the other day is looking rather good.
Yes, and I start striking a pose, like Vogue.
That's not entirely necessary.
Yeah, look at this.
What can I help you with today?
Oh, nothing. I just didn't know if you needed some help just, going through any scrap piles you got or something like that?
I would never mind some assistance.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me something to do. Just see what kind of scrap we're bringing in and stuff like that.
For the sake of this activity, roll a diplomacy check.
Yeah.
I just want to try something here.
12.
And how many hours are you willing to spend doing this?
4?
4?
4 hours.
I'll treat each hour as a +1 to the score, so pushes it over 16.
Mhm.
Pushes it to 16. So you spend 4 hours of, as far as you're concerned at this point, free labor, sifting through all of the equipment. Now,
It's calming. Sorry, it's calming for Flinch.
Yeah.
to go through.
so it's not that everyone drops all of their stuff here. It's that if they want some extra bucks on the side, they will. So if you wish to keep some, you could. However, just with a 16 total with diplomacy doing this for BK, he's actually pretty happy with the help. And by the time you're done for the day, he's warmed up to you quite significantly. And on your way out, he's, hey, Flinch.
Yeah.
You know, you're on the Meteor, yeah?
Yeah. Me and Greg and Clippy and Laurel. I think her name's Laurel, the lizard one.
And he kind of goes, oh,
What?
the awkward lizard one?
Yeah, she's really strong and stuff, but
Yeah.
believe me, very useful.
No, I believe it.
Very
I-
useful.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Don't
Well-
like her talking to people, but
Anyway, I can understand why.
yeah. And we got the face with us.
The face?
Yeah, like the charming one, you know? Did I call it faces? Yeah, the burns on her face too.
Oh, Diantha.
Yeah, face.
Yes. Oh, face. That's rather mean.
No, I
Face.
mean it is like she's charming.
Oh.
Oh, you think I'm calling her the face because of her? Oh my God, I never looked at it that way
It's a
before.
common insinuation that people would kind of make a connection there.
Oh, that's why she doesn't like me.
That's not why she doesn't like you.
I have no opinion either way.
Oh yeah.
But what I will say is I do appreciate all your efforts today. Greg, did you help out with him as well?
Greg did some yoga,
That's unsettling.
took a little nap, built another giant
You
gun,
lose 4 to that score for the 4 hours that Greg was... No, I'm kidding.
built another giant gun with a tinkering skill.
Well, see, the benefit is to Flinch is he knows where Greg is
Yeah.
and knows what he's doing.
What I'll say is that by the time this conversation ends and he kind of gives you a nice handshake, you have a 10% discount at BK1's store. Ooh. Yeah, just for putting in hours and helping out. Like everyone just kind of like leaves BK1 alone. Like he's you get the vibe from him that people are like, Android, scrap metal, makes sense, robots. But just the fact that someone's willing to help him out, he's cool with giving you exclusively Flinch a discount.
Oh, as soon as he misses, I'm like, oh man, thanks a lot, man.
It's
I
the
really
least I
appreciate
can
it.
do for the help. Thank
I
you.
mean, honestly, I just like sorting through junk. It's you know, I just like doing it. Anytime that I'm available, yeah, I might just come by for a few hours now and then and help you out if you want.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
yeah, I like you, man.
I like you,
You're
Flinch.
cool.
You're pretty good right yourself.
Greg, put your pants back on.
What is happening over there? And he just walks away.
It's goblin
Oh,
yoga.
God.
Realized they were
Go,
inside out.
Oh, by all the pantheon. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm going to close up shop for the day.
Fair enough.
All right. So, after a couple of days of travel, unless there's anything else anyone wishes to do before arriving at Purgatory. Oh, yes.
So I went off to my room to
Color.
color aggressively.
I was
I'm
gonna say
coloring
vigorously.
very, very aggressively, and I've got like sheets of paper everywhere amongst all the baguettes in my room that I stole because screw blue.
Are they not kind of stale now?
At this point, it's just out of just sheer bitterness of the thing.
No, that's what gravy's for.
Exactly.
Yep.
Are some have Flinch and Greg come back onto the ship and I've heard them?
At the end of the first day, you would have, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say I hear Flinch and still a little bit bitter about the whole he doesn't accept me as being magical and thinking there's an assassin on the ship. I'm going to decide to take my aggression and try to prank him and mess with him as much as possible.
How do you wish to prank him?
I'm going to say when he comes into the ship, I want to levitate a baguette across the room.
For the sake of this, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check.
Yeah, just for the purposes of this. It's not like you have telekinesis. It's typically designed as a weapon, but for humor, sleight of hand, I think it makes sense.
So I rolled a 2 and I only have a +3, so that's a 5.
You're leaning out your door to make this happen. Flinch, you're going into the cafeteria?
Oh, of course I am.
Or into the mess hall
Yeah.
of your with
Yeah.
Meteor. And there's a baguette behind you. Obviously, you do not see this. However, Cliptic, as you're leaning out the door, your hand slips that's holding you up on the door frame.
Yeah.
And you go, "Bleh," and you fall to the ground, and the baguette just splat, or more like dunk, as it is hard as a rock, drops onto the flooring behind you.
Mhm.
And you turn around, Flinch, and there is a stale baguette.
I'm going to yell out, "The assassin was right behind you!"
Deception check. That's
Stop.
a bold-faced lie. Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Regardless of what you roll for this, Flinch will choose to believe it.
Don't roll nothing.
Yeah.
Roll
I was going to say it because I
nothing.
rolled 17. So.
So, other way.
Yeah.
Flinch is...
So I jump down to the prone position. Good job, Clippy. Did you see him or her or it?
It was too fast. It came from behind me and knocked me down.
Taunting us with the baguettes. This criminal mastermind must be stopped.
And I'm going to go up and I'm going to grab the baguette. I'm like, well, since it's here, you said 25%. And I grab and I break it in half. I don't even care about math. And just hand half of it to Flinch. And I just start gnawing on mine.
Yes. I start now, man. Oh, this is perfect. These baguettes. This baguette will give us, of course, the energy we need to find these lost baguettes. As I start snacking on the baguettes.
Since
Baguette.
Grek's base perception is +10, and Clippy rolled a prime, what was it? First.
It's one of those situations where, you're watching a TV show and you're watching a scene with two characters and the camera kind of pans out a little further to get a scope of what's beyond the edge of the frame. And Grek is just there. You see the whole thing.
I just walk up to Flinch while he's
Nine
on
it.
this
I am
baguette.
wrecked.
and I just look at him, and Greg shakes his head, and he slaps a baguette out of his hands, and then he walks away.
Aww. Flinch is indignant and he throws it. Come on, Greg. It's okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. As I scream as you're walking away, and I pick up the baguette, and I break my 50% in half. Here's your 25% share.
It might help you if you read a nook once in a while.
Read a what?
I don't think I got that right.
Oh. As Flinch is staring at Greg off in the distance, holding the two pieces.
Greg
of
just
the
pads off, and we're back on the
Meteor.
meteor, and I'm gonna go to the bridge.
I'm just, while this is all happening, I'm just sitting here gnawing it and secretly I'm going, Laura was right.
No need to
aggression.
fall into nervous laughter. We will find this assassin.
Laurel, they're eating baguette.
I'm walking out holding a snack from the main cafeteria that is nicer than a stale baguette. I'm just like, what happened here?
Oh, the assassin wizard is taunting us with baguettes.
Yes, he's
Yes,
a
taunts.
dastardly villain. And I'm just
Dastardly.
still laughing.
Probably
I'm going
has
back
a
into my
long
room.
mustache that he
Laurel,
twirls.
perception check. Sorry, sense motive check.
15.
Deception check.
Oh.
Cryptic.
Bluff. All would be bluff.
Oh, bluff. Yeah, sorry.
18.
Yeah, it looks like Cryptic's on the case.
Good.
He needs something to distract him.
All right. So the next day, continues with the conspiracy theory, and more napkins and drawings and yarn is added to the main mess hall of the Meteor.
Oh, yeah.
And the Heap drops out
drawings.
adrift, and more drawings of anger and hatred.
Oh no, adding drawings to the mystery that is of the strings and
Many
everything.
drawings of black shaded individuals,
With
hooded,
curly mustaches.
curly mustached individuals, dastardly, vile villains,
With the monocle.
and a baguette in one hand.
Exactly.
A weaponized baguette. You drop out of drift, and you were in orbit of Purgatory, still in orbit around the same gas giant that it was last you were here. And there seems to be a lot of ships kind of surrounding it, a lot of cargo ships traveling to and fro it. With that, as you guys are on the Meteor, there is a bit of a ringing on your guys' main command console. Greg, would you be near the bridge around this time?
Went to the bridge to hang out,
All right.
chill out, and chillax or whatever.
I'm just gonna say, for the sake of like it being said, at some point over the past couple of days, somebody has fed the prisoner, probably Diantha. I'm gonna,
Diantha's still on duty watching
Yeah.
watching good old Sloth.
awesome.
Somebody should be. I don't think any of us have been on duty since this whole
Didn't
thing
even know he
started.
was on board.
Diantha's pretty pissed, but she'll get over it.
Pissed at who?
All of us.
You're all a bunch of assholes.
Oh, we're all
How would you
You're
even
all
know?
a bunch of assholes.
Anyway, sorry,
All right.
I interrupted. Go ahead.
He answers.
It's Captain Argus. She's up on the screen. She goes, all right, is Laurel there?
Probably.
I'd like to speak to her if that's all right, please.
Hang on one sec.
And Greg just turns in his seat and goes,
Laurel!
What?
Somebody wants to talk to you.
Okay, I'm coming. Thanks. Stomp, stomp, stomp,
Hold
stomp,
up.
stomp.
There's Captain Argus.
Oh, hey, yeah,
s-
Captain.
Per our conversation,
Thanks for
do you
that.
wish for us to dock, or are you taking the meteor in?
We can take the meter in from this point, unless you wanted to talk to your buddy.
I wouldn't mind coming with. I'll join you.
All right.
She transports herself down to the Meteor, and you guys take off, I presume, to go and dock with Purgatory.
yes.
Yes. All right. So you head to one of the docking bays. There's, again, as you get closer to Purgatory, yeah, there's a lot of transports going in and out of Purgatory. And there happens to be one bay where a vehicle has just departed. And as you hail to try and ask permission to dock, there's you can tell that there's a lot of chatter, but it seems like most lines are busy, but no one's going into this particular hangar. So if you wish, you could just swoop in and take it.
I will swoop.
Go for it, Greg.
Greg's gonna swoop.
You swoop and you go and you land in this in hangar bay 11 on Purgatory.
Like a soft butterfly.
As you dock, you see on the main, like the hangar itself. Now, a lot of the hangar bays, it's pretty much one massive bay, but there's several floors of it. So all of the different docking portholes that you can enter through, there is some connectivity between them all. And you see a lot of transport ship, like vehicles moving crates to and fro. Some crates have prisoners in them. Some look like people who are prisoners moving somewhere else. Some look like they are not being processed and are being processed. A lot of cargo, just a lot of stuff going on. And as you approach, the Cavor, I believe you met him before, the Formian chief of security is coming on forward towards you
my friend
guys.
who doesn't really like me.
And he stands just outside staring into the bridge, and he taps his spear against the ground and makes a motion for you to come on out. Anyone who's not coming out?
Not coming out?
As everyone?
I think
I'll go.
everyone.
Everyone's going?
I mean, Greg's not happy about it,
Oh, okay.
but he's got his safety gravy rag with him, so he's just kind of fidgeting with that a little bit.
Okay.
His
I'm
his
with them
comfort
too.
rag.
I'm assuming we're all going. Yeah.
Yeah, we might as well.
There, I'll
all
go. All right.
I'll make sure that once everyone leaves, is there anyone at all left on the ship?
I'll say for this that Diantha's, just for simplicity, has stayed on the Heap as the
Perfect.
manager, supervising, and the captain's going to be in her place
Perfect.
supervising Sloth,
Perfect.
as per conversation with
Yeah.
Laurel, that only Laurel knows about.
No one asked.
All right. So as you're in the
Not that
hangar bay,
anyone
about to open up the door to go
come out.
onto Purgatory, the captain's there with your Sheeran buddy awake, strapped to a table.
With a muzzle on.
Does anyone
No.
look at him?
I will.
Well-
Flinch will. I've never actually spent any time with him.
That's fair.
So I'm like, who's that guy?
Dude, we captured him.
Oh,
I want everyone who actually looks at him and makes eye contact with him just to roll a wisdom saving throw. I would just a wisdom check.
This isn't a cop out. I was gonna say Greg is nervously looking around for the creepy dude from the Purgatory.
I'm looking for the Crypt Keeper after.
He's more distracted.
Oh, wait,
fair.
so are we getting him? We're getting him out of the med bay and starting.
He is strapped to a
Okay.
gurney and the captain is pushing the gurney.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So this isn't like this is rolling to see if we make eye contact with him, or just
No, do you make eye contact with Sloth?
I'm not going to
Yes.
try to.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do. Yeah.
All right. So anyone who makes eye contact with him, roll a wisdom.
I
check.
already did, and I got a 7 in total.
And
I have a 50.
15 and 7. Flinch, when you make eye contact with him, it's what's obviously apparent is he seems insanely calm, almost ecstatic, with just this permanent grin plastered on his face, like the Sheeran equivalent to a grin, and happy breathing. For you, Cliptic, this is rather unsettling. It's when you saw him before, he only really got elated when talking about Jovac, and he seems to be like, it's like a kid on an airplane to Disney World. You're not quite at Disney World yet, but the anticipation is building.
I don't look Sloth in the eye, but I purposely stand between the gurney and Kleptic.
Clever. As for Grek and Flinch, as you said you would do this immediately afterwards too.
Oh yeah, once I finish, I'm gonna look away from the guy and be like, God, he's strangely happy to be going to prison.
Yeah. Perception checks from you two, please. Holy cow.
I got a 10 on the dice, so 20 total for Greg.
I have a 27 because I rolled a 20.
Ooh.
Yeah. So with that,
I like these dice.
as Greg, you're kind of just looking around the hangar, being like, "Man, there's a lot of stuff going on." Flinch, you look at this guy's eyes. Ooh. And as you both look in the same direction at the same time, your eyes widen and you stand up solidly straight and firm. As sure enough, Kotaska is like with that flowing motion that his hands have as he walks, is maneuvering as there are two more newcomer prisoner like containment units that are being charted off behind him as he's going towards the elevator. He does. He actually very quickly looks in your general direction, stops.
Yeah, and I wave vigorously. Hey!
His nice big smile goes on his face, and he has
It's
that
our buddy.
creepy, slow flowing wave to his hand as he waves at you,
Yeah.
and then continues forward.
Flinch.
No, we gotta talk to him after. Maybe
No,
we'll have some
no,
have a drink with him or
no,
something. That guy's
no,
cool.
No,
What?
these pants are new.
His what?
They have to stay clean.
Well, okay, I know some scary stuff happened down there, but I mean, he's a good guy though. Look at him. There's nothing strange at all about him.
It looks like someone put balloons in a robe and pushed them down the stairs or something.
God, he's Mr. Average. Look at him. Clean cut. Look at the way he moves. He's like a dancer.
There is an odd elegance to him.
Yeah. He seems like a good... Listen, Greg, I'm gonna say this. He seems like a person who would be beneficial to be friends with.
All right, but you're washing these pants.
I'm not touching those pants.
You're gonna wash them.
I'm not washing those no pants. You stole those pants. Leave them
They're
alone.
new and they're what you wash them.
You stole the pants. Captain's just looking down at you guys.
They were unmonitored.
Yeah, they were unmonitored pants, Captain. I vouch for that.
I've stopped asking questions.
Aye, aye.
I don't even
And they give
know
the
what's
salute.
going on.
Flinch looks up and gives a salute. Definitely unmonitored. Sir.
Okay, let's move forward, shall we?
Yeah.
And Kavor comes on up and meets you guys at the foot of your ramp. Would you be so kind as to state your business on this particular visit? I don't recall you being announced. There's a lot going on today.
Yeah, I can tell. Or, I don't care. So we got Sloths. No, this is Sloth.
Good
Greets.
God, that's a creepy one.
Yeah.
I'm still amazed you had to ask us why we were here. He's literally strapped to a board.
Greg,
Present.
what did I say about using outdoor voice around important people?
All right.
Shh.
I'm surprised that you had to ask. He's literally strapped to a board.
All right, anyway, I'm going to put you all through processing. You're going to have to, as per usual, evolve your combative equipment.
Yeah, since I probably remembered it from last time, I would have just left it on the ship.
Yeah,
There would have been no point.
which is viable, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have my knife on me and make a real show of dropping it right from, like Mike dropping it in front of him.
I'm all
There's cases for you to put that in, or you can leave it on your ship.
Oh, I was actually sorry. I was intending to Mike drop it into the case, not right onto
Oh,
the floor.
okay.
Sorry.
Into the case.
Clarification. I'm
enough.
not that bitter. I'm still bitter. But
All right.
anyway.
So as you guys are headed towards processing, so none of you are sneaking in any weapons.
No, I could, but I'm not gonna.
Fair enough.
I'm all weapon.
Same.
Oh.
Did Greg, you say that out loud?
Oh, for sure.
I give you a fist bump.
Yeah. Yeah. Audio fist bump.
Yeah.
You actually touched him. That's gross.
Yeah, but she's got scales.
All right.
It's okay.
So you guys all go through processing. Everybody leaves their stuff either on the ship or your knife. Cliptic goes into a kit. That sucks. You all go into an elevator. Kavor is with you with the gurney in the center. So there is 6 of you in total in this elevator, going up through all the white floors, the honeycomb-like constructed walls, but on each floor is the windows from the elevator allow you to see over. So you reach a black area where you cannot see anything until finally, ding, the doors open up and there's that stark glass-like black wall, ceiling, and flooring with neon white fluorescent lights along the corners where the walls and floors meet. Like as before, it's the exact same hallway. It looks like this space could work in any gravitational direction, almost as if that was the intended purpose. Going down through the hallways, the same high priority prisoners are in the cells left and right with these glass walls. And at the end, a white door that, when opened up, Kavor kind of motions for you all to go in. Just like last time, you see the warden there. He's interacting with several screens of communications at once and sending messages on some kind of an earpiece.
So somebody took Sloth.
You're
before we
with
left?
Scott's with you.
We took Sloth to the warden's office.
Keyboard did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Keyboard is with you.
It's up to Keyboard.
No. Boss, I would have just called this in. He goes, yeah, well, I'm in the middle of like several calls right now. The hell is that? They claim that it's Greed's Sloth.
He claimed he was Greed Sloth.
Starts doing that on the gurney.
That's unsettling.
Yes, that's pretty messed up. Let me take a look here. And you see him swipe away all the communications, and everything was pretty quiet in the room. And he comes on up and he does like some weird inspection of this individual, and he's like just getting elated on the gurney. It's very unsettling to a lot of you. Well, I got no reason to believe that's not the case. Is this what you found at those coordinates that Shovak gave you?
Yeah.
How did he react to the name?
I'm glad you asked. As soon as he hears the name, he begins vibrating in the gurney against the restraints. Not fighting them, but just, again, kid at the door to Disney World. What the hell is wrong with this one? You're giving him a little bit too much of the green stuff before bringing him into me. Doping him up, are you?
No.
Did we?
No.
I don't remember doing
I
that.
don't know, maybe.
He is excited that
Jovac is alive. Apparently, they thought he was dead.
I recall Argus saying something about not being very public about the capture. She believed that by making his existence common knowledge that someone might attempt a prison break, I tended to agree with her, so we spurred a quick little story that Jovac was dead.
Is Argus not with us?
I'll say, you know what? That's right. That would make sense. Argus would be with you, and she kind of sits there with her arms crossed, nodding, going, "Yeah, well, don't want him to get out of jail. Don't want to kill him. That's probably the best way to make people think he's dead. No one's gonna go looking for a dead guy."
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just wondering, and Flinch is just sort of like arms and tail sort of flicking around a bit. Like, what the hell are we doing anyway? So we like drop this guy off and get some scratches.
That's usually the deal. If I recall, 1,500 or 1,500 credits for one of these fine specimens.
That's the deal.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that? Oh, okay, yeah, whatever deal. Sounds good.
Dude, you heard this last time.
I know, but I mean, in one ear, out the other.
What are you going to do with him?
I'm going to put him in another one of my ever so popular cells. I do, however, have one strange request I'd like to make of your group.
Oh.
And he looks specifically at Laurel.
What?
I need you to talk to Jovac.
Again?
I'm sorry, let's put it this way. I've had him in my possession for approximately 10 years, and he has never once initiated conversation or made specific requests beyond bargaining when I ask him for information. About 2 days ago, he very specifically requested to speak to you. And only you.
Oh.
Wait. Like, just me?
Yes, I believe his exact words were, the female Vesk that keeps visiting him. You're the only female Vesk I've seen him in about 10 years, so I assume it's you, unless you got another female Vesk that's been sneaking in there I haven't been aware of. No, the goblin doesn't count.
I hope not.
I count sometimes.
No.
You're not a Vesk. I mean...
Oh, for the love of God.
8.
What do you say?
Alright. But it'll cost you.
I'm about to give you 1,500 credits for this twig of a creature. It's barely worth 600.
That was the original deal.
Yes, and
This
I'm
is
honoring
something
it.
new.
Okay, so how about before this is decided, we get paid for dropping this guy off? Then you guys can work out what you want. I need to go talk to the Crypt Keeper.
The
He just
who?
kind of looks at you funny. He's like, "What the?"
Yeah,
You want to talk to the crypt? Anyway,
Nods to Kivor and Kivor. Who's holding the ship funds?
I am.
Okay, so just acknowledge 1,500 credits. You guys can divvy that up on your own later.
So you want extra additional compensation?
Well, we found these 3.
Yeah.
You could...
And I've paid fairly handsomely
have.
for this.
So
I
we need...
argue that.
What?
We just came from a planet and almost died. And I don't mean just almost died. We almost were eviscerated. I believe our efforts are worth more than what you had claimed.
And I actually am gonna lean against the wall and have my arms crossed. I have a completely different attitude from when I first walked in here.
I'm kind of just staring at him like, what is going on? And
I think you and I...
I'm just like, what is going on?
I think we need to have a discussion about your workplace hazards. Just trades, things that happen on the job. That's why you're paid as well as you are. Sometimes nothing happens, sometimes lots happens. I don't decide how you get hurt and how you acquire things for me. Only that you get paid.
So who wants to roll a diplomacy check for this guy? Oh, actually, hang on.
Okay, Flinch, you're trying to jump in here real quick.
Yeah, Flinch just wants to jump in to say something. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not arguing with you, boss man. I mean, we got paid. We dropped off the body, person, swarm, whatever they call it. I don't know. I've heard Paulo words bandied around.
It's a Sheeran that's kind of offensive for Sheeran to call him Swarm.
I know everyone keeps saying what I say is offensive, but the thing is, that's cool. And I'm not, 1,500 credits. I mean, goes a long way for us, and that's great. So since that part of the deal's over, I mean, you could just hammer out your new agreement with Laurel to go in and talk to Crazy Face guy. That's right. I mean, it's a different
I was
job.
planning on it, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool.
So you're accepting the 1,500, I take it?
Looking at Eucliptic.
I'm considering I have almost tortured this person, and I'm trying to get something out of it, whether forgiveness or not, or just more money. I'm going to not be okay with this and just kind of be
What is your proposition?
How much were we getting paid originally?
1,500. 1,500 credits.
1,500 is, thank you very much.
This means that to date, if this deal goes through, you would have made 4,500 off this guy.
No. Oh, yeah, it would. Yeah, because we had to renegotiate when we gave him to it once, though.
Because he was going to pay 1,500 for both.
Yeah.
You renegotiated to get paid for each.
That's
That was your renegotiation.
Okay, yep.
Okay, so I'm going to basically say,
These prisoners are very valuable to your collection. But it seems that we're part of a bigger story here. And I don't know if I want to be part of that story unless well compensated. I demand that we are paid $2,500.
My eyes go really, really big. But if I
Considering
notice the warden's looking at me,
we
I
are doing
try and
your
be serious.
homework for you by sending one of our compatriots to talk to Jovac.
Roll a diplomacy check.
That's why I agreed, because I'd fail it.
Yeah, I know.
diplomacy 18.
He looks over at Argus, and Argus kind of shrugs, goes, "I don't know what to tell you, man. They just work for me, not They do what they don't do what they're told. They just work for me."
I have a feeling that you don't have anybody else bringing in members of the Seven very often.
Before you say that, he goes,
Why don't we do this? I'll, 1,800.
2,100.
diplomacy.
15. Oh, no, wait, sorry. No, 15. I'm correct.
1,800.
1950.
Roll diplomacy.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
That would be a 7.
This is like, usually, I wouldn't say jovial, but pretty. Yeah, I suppose jovial about pretty much everything. Like, he's never really intimidating or menacing. It's at this point almost as if the lights get dark in the room as he narrows his brow and looks over under his eyebrows at you.
I think entertaining this conversation for an additional 300 credits on top of what I'm going to be giving your friend, provided it's not an obscene amount, is reasonable.
That was 18.
19, and I don't ask for anything else.
Diplomacy.
Let's see. Charisma, which I don't have anything up. 10.
I agree.
I'm gonna also. Can I do that too?
You can give her a +2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's in this particular this thing, it would be like an assistant.
Okay,
an
all right
assistance.
then. Yeah, sure.
Done. Gavor, send them the 1,900 credits.
So you're wired 1,900 credits. Way to haggle.
Sweet.
Well done. Thank you for playing my haggle minigame.
Now, while I get someone from processing up to take this weird thing out of here.
He's just vibrating.
He is
Really unsettling.
extremely dangerous.
He looks insanely creepy. Bastard. Now, Laurel, was it?
Yeah.
He requested you, just you, no one else in the room.
All right.
Is there anything that we can do to help make you feel more comfortable? He can be very difficult.
Weirdly enough, like he actually seems to care in this moment where it's, you know,
He is dangerous. He was very terrifying before his capture. If there's anything you need before you go in, you tell me.
Someone will be watching on the monitors, I'm guessing.
We'll be up here the whole time.
Okay. Can't think of anything I'd need.
All right. Good luck.
and he opens the cabinet door and there's the fluorescent ramp that leads on down. So everyone's just gonna hang tight and watch over the balcony?
Yeah, it's just as well. I mean, don't want anything bad to happen or if we have to do anything.
On the
Alright.
same monitors, are they tracking Sloth or no?
So you're still the way that the warden's office is set up, it's circular.
Yeah.
There are 2 trophy cases on either side of him behind him, and then between the trophy cases is a massive. So it all looks like it's this big black glass
Okay.
that surrounds it, and it's just lit through the fluorescent lights that encircle the parts where the wall and the ceiling and the floor meet. However, the black glass that is behind him is actually a window that leads down to a cell that is behind his personal office. Kind of like an overlook. So it's not that there's a monitor, it's just that there's just a glass wall you can look through. And there's a black glass wall on the other side of Jovac's cell. So from a distance in his office, it looks like you're just in a black container.
Right.
But when you step forward, you can look down into the lighting of the room that Jovac's cell is in.
Okay.
And and Sloth is still in the room with you on the gurney. Someone's going to come up and get him, he said. So
okay,
you're
so-
all still in the room together.
Oh, okay, never mind. I will watch what happens with Laurel and Jovac then.
All right, and there is audio over the system.
Okay.
Good
And,
luck, Laurel. Hopefully he doesn't kill you with boredom. He's so incredibly boring.
Thanks.
I mean, was it like a private conversation or?
Well, I mean, he can't exactly tell me not to record our conversations.
That's more than fair. Yeah. Sort of look away with my eyes wide, like.
Cat ends up making eye contact with you, and she's just like,
I don't think that vibrating friend of ours is the only creepy thing that's been in this office.
But I mean, should he still be in here if they're talking? Wouldn't he be able to hear?
Oh.
Wouldn't he be able to hear what they're talking about then? I mean, this guy's like swarmy.
You keep using the term swarmy.
Hey, he's part of the swarm.
I agree with Flinch. He
shouldn't
should
in
not
there.
be
He
here.
shouldn't be in here.
he pulls a pistol out of his desk and he puts it into the holster on his hip, looking around at all of you.
Kivor, if you would be so kind as to take our guest out and meet the acquisitionist at the elevator. I kind of agree with our friends.
Yeah,
You sure you're going to be all right, sir? Yes, I'll be fine. I've dealt with more than this in the past. Don't try anything funny, you lot.
Maybe dealt with things physically, but mentally is something different.
Don't take this, and he
Passes his pot belly.
don't take this as incapability.
I don't usually, but okay.
All right. Any last words for Laurel? I mean, all right. So
Stunned silence.
Try to think of things that are fun.
you go on down the ramp, and this chamber as usual. Now it's always been silent in here. It's just usually, it seems more silent now because there's no one else in the room with you chatting. And then, sure enough, there's the partition you're used to. There's the guest side of the jail cell, and there's the side that Jovac's on with the lights that ring around. And he's standing there waiting for you.
I walk up kind of mid. Like, I don't walk right up to the glass. I'm kind of like midway into the room. Just cross my arms, look at him. What?
Did you ever serve in the Vesk military?
Maybe.
Not very forthcoming with information, are you?
Why do you care?
I always care about a fellow Vesk. It's been so long since I've seen one of my kind.
I was in the youth brigade.
The Youth Brigade. They still have those, yes. Training the youth of our kind, the glory of the Empire.
What, were you in the military?
Of course I was. Highly decorated before my rebirth, actually.
Before your what?
When joining the Seven, we go through a rite of passage. We call it the rebirth. But I still hold tight to my heritage. One of the things that made me very hard to get along with the others.
Just one of them, sure.
Yes, just one of. Tell me, was it just the Youth Brigade?
I left before I aged out. Never joined up with the main forces. Why are you? What? Is he looking at me kind of like the way you are right now?
Yeah, like he looks like very intrigued in everything you're saying, which is strange, being that the last two times you've seen him, he's had like a condescending look to him. Yeah. In this instance, he's giving you like all of. It seems like you're being given all of the control of the conversation. Like he's asking all the questions, but he's hanging on your every word.
So okay, so I'm just getting kind of uncomfortable with it. Like what? Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, again, I do apologize. It's been so long since I've seen another Vesk. I have a strong patriotism to our species. And I just want to hear about how the Empire has done
you cared
in my
about
absence.
If you cared about the Empire, you wouldn't have joined up with garbage like the Seven. You wouldn't have done the things you've done. You wouldn't have destroyed Vesk ships.
I've never destroyed a Vesk ship.
That's
I have
a lie.
destroyed Pact Worldian ships. Any Vesk that sides with the Pact Worlds is not a Vesk. Our people used to be strong. Did you defect from the military? Or why?
I never joined. I was in the youth brigade. I left before I was old enough to join the main force.
What do you feel about the Empire, the treaties that were signed?
Why does it matter? It's glory of the Vesk. It's just what they do.
Sign peace treaties, make deals, accept sharing first place on the totem pole of the galactic political landscape. We could be ruling this whole galaxy.
Really doing a good job of that from in here.
I don't mean you and me, I mean our people.
Why does it matter? There's so many species, there's so many worlds. There's no possible way the Vesk could rule them all. We have the Empire. It's what it is. It's nothing but rules. That's all they do. Because go to another planet, put the same stupid rules on it.
So you
What's the
agree?
point?
You agree that the red tape of our current society is limiting it, making it more akin to all the others.
Not sure how that... No. What? No. Why? What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to gauge the evolution of our people's degradation in the decade of my enslavement.
Degrading from what? The Vesk is still conquering planets. There was a new colonized planet like a year ago.
Colonized. We don't conquer. We make deals. We work with the Pact Worlds and expand Pact Worldian society. We have not conquered another Veskarium planet since the treaty that neutered our empire.
If you cared so much about the Vesk Empire, why did you leave?
The Empire agreed to the treaty. It was the single greatest mistake our species ever made. I could do more for our people with my work than I ever could as a soldier.
Like what?
Do you believe that every creature has a moment in their life where, no matter how infinitesimal they believe their existence be, that they can actually make a big difference?
No. What would be the point?
I do. Every creature has one moment in their life, one decision that they make, and it could turn the tide for everything else. They may not know it. Hindsight is quite impressive. I believe that I made a giant mistake once, and I plan to rectify it. Would you say that your opinion of the Veskarium is an average one across our species now? Traveling about as mercenaries and bounty hunters?
I know it's not uncommon, although it's not preferred if you ask my mom.
What does your mother say?
Same thing they all say. Glory of the Veskarium Empire, follow all the damn rules.
So there is still glory for the Veskarium.
I guess. If you want glory for an empire. I've never saw the point. Glory is for the person.
Were you born after the peace treaty was signed?
Yeah, I think so.
You were born close enough
Just
to it that
shortly
either you were
after.
just shortly after or just as it was being signed.
Yeah.
Basically, you've grown up in post.
She's
treaty
never known
society.
anything but
Correct.
treaty society and did not pay very much attention in class. So, as far as she knows, it could have been shortly after she was born or 10 years before she was born. But as far as
Cool.
she's concerned, it doesn't make a difference in her life.
Then you may not know it, but you and your generation will appreciate my work most. I think it's time that we finally introduced ourselves.
And he reaches his hand out. He steps towards you and he puts his hands out to shake your hand.
He's behind a glass wall.
No, he's not.
What?
Thank you for listening to this Twisted Gear Studios production. The next episode of Spacers will air Tuesday, November 12th. Until then, Tuesday, November 5th, is the next episode of The Call, our Call of Cthulhu actual playcast GM'd by Derek Snow. The game system used today was the Starfinder game system by Paizo. Music, sound effects, and ambient tracks in this episode were licensed through Video Copilot, Triune Films, and Sirenscape. You can find all of Twisted Gears' podcasts on YouTube, Google Play, Apple Music, and Spotify. Please like and follow the Twisted Gear Studios' Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Twisted Gear. Your players this evening were Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Elizabeth Wells, and Derek Snow. Your audio operator today was Rob Hickey, and I was your host and GM, Zach Barrett. If you happen to be in the Fort McMurray area, you can find me at Tavern on Main every Monday at 7:30 p.m. for trivia. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.